Former middleweight champion Anderson "The Spider" Silva is widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time. His ability to finish fights with flair made him incredibly entertaining to watch and incredibly intimidating to fight. He was so good that fans weren't watching the Spider to see if he could win. They were watching to see how he would win. Today we're going to take a deep dive into the life and career of the UFC's legendary Spider, Anderson Silva. Silva made himself known by dominating the Pride Fighting Championships and the Cage Rage Championships. The Spider finally made his UFC debut in 2006 at Ultimate Fight Night 5 against Chris Lieben. Silva knocked out Lieben with several strikes and a knee 49 seconds into the first round.
The reach advantage, a definitive one for Anderson Silva.
He's excellent at angles. He's a great striker. Moves well. He's really good at moving in and out, changing timing. Good head kick. Oh, Chris Lieben's rocked.
And Lieben goes down. Oh, Silva should have jumped in and finished it. He may do it right here. Lieben is rocked. He was stunned.
He was
like
rocked
he's back
bad.
up.
I thought it was over.
Oh, he is in big trouble. Chris Lieben goes down again.
Wow.
And it is all over.
Wow.
It is all over. The debut of Anderson Silva lasts less than 1 minute.
That's what I was talking about. This is a different kind of striker.
Lieben was undefeated at this point, so Anderson's debut victory really let UFC fans know just how good he was. The Spider's striking accuracy was 85%, embarrassing Lieben, who was previously confident he'd be the one knocking Silva out. After that shocking victory, the UFC let the fans decide who Anderson Silva would face next. Most agreed. We were itching to see Silva face middleweight champion Rich Franklin. At UFC 64, the people got what they wanted. The Spider made quick work of the champion, breaking his nose and getting a technical knockout in the first round.
Seemed to be damaged ribs.
To the face.
Got him again. Rich is in trouble. High
Rich
kick
is in
by
trouble.
Silva. Rich is in trouble. Anderson Silva.
Another knee
Down
in the
goes
head.
Franklin. And
No,
it's all over.
Rich Franklin.
Anderson Silva is the new middleweight champion.
This was the beginning of Anderson Silva's record-setting reign as UFC middleweight champ. Silva was taking on and taking down challengers such as Nate Marquardt, UFC 73, Dan Henderson, UFC 82, and Patrick Cote, UFC 90. He took down each of his opponents via knockout.
Oh no! What happened?
His knee just snapped.
Oh no! Oh, he blew his ACL.
Unbelievable. Wait, he's trying to go.
Fight's done. You can't fight it.
Oh my goodness.
The first fighter to finish the 5th round with the Spider was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Thales Leites at UFC 97. But it was also one of Silva's least popular fights.
What can he do differently, Joe? What can Anderson Silva do differently?
He doesn't want to do anything different.
Right.
This is what he wants to do.
Should he do anything differently?
You know what? It's whether or not you want to win the fight, he's going to win the fight. There's no doubt about it. Or whether or not you want to put on a spectacular show for the fans and make yourself more marketable. Obviously, he doesn't think that that's nearly as important as protecting himself.
The crowd booed the champion for spending most of the fight taunting Leites. Similar criticisms of Silva occurred at UFC 112 against Damian Maia. Silva started the first 2 rounds with heavy aggression and great striking. But by the 3rd round, that all changed. Silva spent the last 3 rounds taunting and not engaging.
Championship rounds.
Resulting in more snooze than spectacle. Dana White wasn't happy, to put it mildly. Silva made up for those less than exciting fights with one of the greatest comebacks of all time at UFC 117 against Chael Sonnen. Sonnen dominated Silva for the first 3 rounds. But the Spider wasn't going to let his championship slip away so easily.
And he's going to keep doing this.
Why not? Punch from the bottom by Anderson Silva. 11-fight win streak could very well be coming to an end. A record-setting win streak.
Triangle!
Watch out!
Triangle!
This is trouble! This is trouble! Can he choke out Chael Sonnen? Can Anderson Silva finish this fight?
He's got his legs across. That's what's. He's tapping.
It is all over! It is all over!
Silva forced Sonnen to submit at 3 minutes and 10 seconds into round 5. The Spider was hit more in this fight than the rest of his UFC career combined. That's 289 times in one fight. Sonnen came back for a rematch at UFC 148, but this time Anderson was not having it and knocked Sonnen out in the second round.
Looking to finish the fight. Chaz in trouble. It is all over. Anderson Silva remains the UFC middleweight champion.
Soon after that battle, Silva made the decision to retire. But first, he'd go against Chris Weidman at UFC 162.
Head kick. Speed difference. Yeah. Wow, he tried a crescent kick on him. Anderson. Oh, no, he got hit. Looking to finish it. It is all over. Chris Weidman is the UFC middleweight champion. My goodness.
Silva lost the longest title reign in UFC history when Weidman knocked out a showboating Silva in the second round. There was a strong call for Silva to retire at this point, but the Spider wasn't ready to give it all up. Anderson kept on fighting in the UFC, but with a fair amount of losses and doping scandals adding up, the highs of his early career seemed long behind him. UFC 234 acted as a passing of the torch for Silva as he fought Israel Adesanya for the first time.
Pretending like nothing, but it hurts. Showmanship, that's what he does, people. Get you thinking, get you talking. Adesanya forced to retreat. Silva attempts the flying knee.
Silva is one of Adesanya's heroes. Both of these innovative strikers have extremely similar fighting styles, so watching them battle it out was something to see. Adesanya won the fight by unanimous decision, but the love and respect was clear from both sides. He couldn't hold on to the belt forever, but there's no denying Anderson the Spider Silva was one of the greatest fighters of all time. Without his incredible slips and unique style, the Octagon has just a little less flair. Hopefully Silva will come back to show off his skills in the Octagon sometime soon. Was Anderson Silva the greatest, or maybe he was a little too cocky? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And be sure to hit that subscribe button for more of the best fighters in the UFC. This is Ultimate MMA.